that an aroused democracy is the most formidable fighting machine that can be devised.
News from Russia includes the enrollment of a division of Polish volunteers who intend to fight beside Red Army men in the expulsion of the Germans from their land. This is the great objective of the present time, and of course both Poles and Russians are equally resolved to carry the job through. These men, receiving their equipment and taking the oath of enrollment, are less concerned at the moment with the settlement of the Soviet-Polish frontier than they are with killing Germans. When the German armies have been smashed, when Poland has been freed, the frontier question shouldn't prove insoluble. The people of Russia and Poland, as of all the United Nations, are agreed to fight or die for the same cause. They can surely reach further agreement when that cause is won. Russia's great offensive has already driven the enemy hundreds of miles back. In the south, the fall of Novorossisk cleared the way for the great advance which led to the cutting off of the Crimea. Black Sea naval base, surrounded on three sides, was pounded for 4 days and nights, rocket guns playing a notable part in the bombardment. On the morning of the fifth day, Russia's Black Sea fleet took a hand in the battle, landing thousands of Marines, veterans of the battles of Odessa and Sebastopol. The recapture of Novorossisk, gateway to the Caucasus, was one of the turning points on the Eastern Front. Germany's drive to the east was broken. On the central sector, the capture of Yelna near Smolensk was one of the earlier signs pointing to the fate in store for Hitler's armies here. First, Soviet artillerymen smashed the enemy defenses. Then the Red Army went forward, one of the first phases in what has proved to be an almost non-stop advance. An advance which has liberated vast areas of Russian territory, accounted for huge numbers of German troops, destroyed masses of military equipment of all kinds. In the complete absence of Russian newsreels of the great offensive which sprang from these early successes, we must visualize the repetition in town after town and village after village of such scenes as these in Yelna. The storming of German bastions, the devastation of war, the return of the civilian population, and victory after victory by the Soviet leaders. Yelna fell to General Krylov. South of this sector, the great city of Karkov, twice lost by the Russians, twice retaken. Smashed by the guns of both armies at the time of its second liberation, one of the most important victories of the whole offensive. And what a welcome the Red Army received. General Kornev gets his ovation. Newspapers were soon being printed again, and that's a pleasure you may not fully appreciate until you've been months without news. Hack down every sign of German occupation. Karkov is Russian again. Honor the men who freed Karkov, the troops and the generals, Khrushchev, Zhukov and Kornev. The recapture of Karkov was one of the first victories to be celebrated by a salute of guns in Moscow. Since this celebration, the guns of Moscow have sounded their salutes again and again, as the Red Army, driving Hitler out of Russia back into Poland, threatens nothing less than catastrophe for the Reich.